Alright, I got the new Thrunite T1S in front of me here, and we're going to talk a little bit about it, go through the specs, and we're going to take it out and do some real good beam shots on it. If anybody's interested in this little, it's an everyday carry flashlight, or I'd call it a thumb light. Thing's very small, and trust me, it's extremely bright. Keep in mind, this is a flashlight the size of your thumb. Look at that thing. Start it off with, we'll cover what you get with this flashlight and the light itself, Thrunite T1S. And you get Thrunite's 1100 milliamp 18350 battery. I'm pretty impressed with this battery. It seems to hold pretty good length of charge to it, as other Thrunites, very high quality. You get a lanyard, a belt clip, and a USB-C charging cable for rapid charging. Now, as far as the light, it's got a magnetic tail cap, which is very strong. I'm impressed with that. It'll pretty much hold on to anything. And size-wise, very compact. Got the charging port on the back, USB-C. We're going to quick run down the specs. It's running an SST40 emitter, which is a very highly efficient emitter, and you can achieve a pretty focused beam with it. So as I said, 1100 milliamp battery, the 18350. The reflector on it's a pretty awesome reflector. IPX8 waterproof standard. As far as runtime and modes, turbo, you're going to see this, 1212 lumens, but it's for 5 minutes, which is pretty awesome, and we'll test that out. Then it drops down to 317 for 70 minutes. High is 407 lumens for 80 minutes. It just blows me away. Medium, 94 lumens for 5.5 hours. We'll test all this out. Medium itself is an awesome amount of light for that amount of time. Low, 44 hours. Firefly, 27 days. Kind of a basic UI for changing modes and that. I'll show you this here. But overall, awesome light. I'm very impressed with it. This is probably going to be my new favorite EDC light. If you were to long press it, turn it on, you're going into that Firefly mode for 27 days of runtime. Is that wild or what? Double click, you go right to turbo. And we'll test that out. Turn it on, I'm in low, hold it down, medium, and high. Like I said, high mode, 400 lumens for 80 minutes of runtime. That's just plain wicked. And one thing I want to test with this real quick is how hot this emitter gets out on the end as far as your hand and that. We'll get some black electrical tape here. See if we can't get this to melt a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the thing's already smoking. Oh, you could probably start a fire with this flashlight for a survival. Need or what? When you plug this in to charge it, you can run in your Firefly mode and then the low mode while you're charging it, and it works great for a night light. Next up, what I'm going to do is go into turbo mode. We are going to use the temp gun and see how hot this thing gets. Turbo mode's on, it's 7 o'clock, talking 77 degrees right now. Let it sit there a minute. Supposedly it's saying 5 minutes it'll run like that, so I'm going to shut the camera off. And then we'll turn it back on in a couple minutes. All right, I've had it on for a couple minutes, and we're at, look at that, 111 degrees off to the side. Where you go down and put your hand, it's right around 100, where your thumb is. But it seems to be pulling the heat away, 112. I don't know if you can see that. You don't seem to be getting any hotter. Now, of course, the heat's all going up because I got it pointed in the air. We're going to let it run a little bit. Yeah, it was about 4 minutes in, and I don't think it dimmed down at all. It's pretty awesome. As you can see the indicator, the blue LED, it's still holding a good charge, and I didn't even have this fully charged when I started this video. And if you're interested, there's a decent shot at a TIR lens on this. Produces a well-focused beam. We're going to take it out and try that out, but I really like this little light. Pretty awesome. So what do you say we go out, get some real good beam shots of it, what people are actually interested in. And I'm going to be comparing it to this Maglite ML300, very bright, large light. That's a high-powered LED in it. And there's the size difference. All right, I got my camera set up so it looks about the same as what I can see with my naked eye. And we're going to take this little T1S and turn it on low. And if you see there, I'm waving it. There's a tree at 62 meters away. And it's almost bouncing off that on low. But I'm going to go up to medium. And look at that. And remember, the amount of runtime on this little flashlight for medium is unreal. More than enough to see what you'd want in your front yard. That road right there is probably about 30 meters out. And the well-focused beam, I mean, it even punches out to 62 meters. Just incredible. Let's switch up the high, and that is high. And incredible amount of runtime even on high. If I were to step into turbo, remember you're 5 minutes on turbo mode running like this, and then it drops down to 312 lumens or somewhere around there. But even 5 minutes of runtime and to let it cool down to do this. I mean, you can shine animals and stuff with this, but 62 meters doesn't even do it justice. Go back to 94. That is point blank wicked for a EDC or a thumb size flashlight. That tree line in the back, upwards of 140 meters. We're going to switch out even farther. Got to tip up because of them weeds. There's a hillside up there, and it is bouncing off that hillside. And you're talking well over 200 meters out, right around 200 meters. It's kind of dim, but you get the point. This thing is just incredible. The throw on it and the amount of distance it gives. Try to get it behind the, there we go, behind the camera. 62 meters, a 94 meter tree, and pushing up over, way down there's 140, but it's over 100 meters right in there. Surprised I don't see any animals yet, eyes or anything. But what I want to do is I'm going to walk down the road and shine this back at the camera, give you an idea how bright that is on turbo. Get the camera set up. All right, now I'm standing next to a 2015 Jeep Cherokee with the lights on high beam, and we're going to take this little T1S and put it on turbo and compare that to the Jeep. T1S, regular Jeep headlights on high beam. T1S, High beam, Jeep. Let's see what it does on high. That's turbo. That's high mode. It's almost as bright as car headlights, the high mode itself. And then turbo. Gives you a good idea just how much light output this thing is giving us. And now we're going to compare it to that Maglite ML300. That's that Maglite. Of course, it's a far shooting flashlight, pretty tight beam. And this is the Maglite, and that's that little T1S. Maglite, T1S. Maglite, T1S. Let's move down a little bit farther. The little SST40 does a pretty good job. At 92 meters, T1S, and 94 meters, the Maglite. T1S, Maglite ML300. I'll focus that Maglite out. That's the Maglite focused out, a more broader beam, and that's the T1S. Maglite has its place, number one. It's hard to lose them. Okay, now we're down the road by that tree that was 62 meters away, looking back at my house with all the Christmas decorations up. And here's the T1S. Pretty incredible, isn't it? That's high mode. Like I said, it's just unreal. We're going to pan around. I don't see any wildlife out there, but I'm going to tip the camera down a little, go through the modes. We'll do it right here. I'd have to say that's about 75 meters out to the end of them pines. And right there is low mode. That sign's reflecting about 130 meters back there, but in medium. If you're out walking your dogs or something like that, this is about all the light you would possibly need. And then high, long battery life. Turbo. Look at that damn thing. Tell you what, one last thing. We're going to get up by the house. I'm going to run on turbo, and we're going to have it drop down to 300 lumens, and then we can see. All right, I'm out by my side yard there, and we're going to go into turbo. And this tree line right there is about probably 40 meters up. I'll find somewhere to put this flashlight. Right there, and I'm going to shut the camera off. We're going to leave this on for the 5 minutes till it drops down, and you can see what you can see at 40 meters back. All right, that was pushing 10 minutes, and it's at, what is it, 312 lumens, I think? Well more than enough to do a 40-yard shot, no problem. Look at this thing. Incredible. We're going to switch back to turbo. That's turbo. It's not even real hot, but it's cold outside, so. And that's medium. I can't get over this light. Thrunite done an incredible job with this one. Great UI and everything. That little blue indicator light, I think that stays on the whole time. Still on. Can't go wrong. Turbo. Let's go in. The Thrunite T1S SST40 emitter, beautiful TR lens, very compact, strong magnetic base, long battery life for this little tiny light. The only problems I ever see with lights like this is you forget you have it in your pocket and then you wash them. But would it be an IPX8, there's a good chance you'll be all right with it. But very rugged flashlights. Eventually, I'm going to show people all my little flashlights I got, my EDCs and that, and I'm going to have to rate this one as most likely my new #1 light. One thing they could do, and maybe they did, don't worry about it, they did. Good job, Thrunite. Is the clip, you can put it on this way or that way. So you could put it on a bill of a hat and use it as a headband light as well. It's pretty awesome. So there you are, the Thrunite T1S. Check that link out down below for this flashlight. You'll be impressed with it. Very cost effective and a lot of light for how small it is. So there you go. Till the next time, blow out my Amish lantern. Pretty neat.